Hi guys, Adam here from 202 Performance. Got another video for you looking at sciatica and some exercises that you can look at to help try and settle it and calm it down. So to start with sciatica, what is it? So essentially you've got the nerves in the lower back. They travel out at various levels of the spine and then they travel down the leg, at least in the lower back. And then the sciatic nerve is the largest nerve in the lower back, and it's or that travels down the leg, so it's usually the most likely to be affected. And you typically get pain that sort of stems in the lower back or in the buttock area, and then it travels down the leg, sometimes all the way into the toes. Sometimes you can get tingling or numbness. So what we're going to do is look at a few exercises that can work on tackling those symptoms, getting you moving in the right direction. So nerve-related exercises are a little bit different to your typical exercises. You're not generally going to feel that muscle burn when you're exercising. You might get a little bit of tingling and a few other symptoms that you normally would with sciatica, or that you're probably experiencing if you're looking at this video. But the exercises are also a little bit odd and abstract, so they sort of bear with me and work through them with me. So the first one that we need to do is laying on your back, which will probably be one of the most comfortable positions. And just have your knees bent. It should be more comfortable. If you have your legs straight, that might aggravate your symptoms. Generally, this will be a more comfortable position for you to be in. So what we want to do to challenge the nerve, we need to stretch it a little bit and get it mobile. So if this was my painful leg, what I would do in this situation is hold behind my thigh, and then what you're going to do is bring the knee up towards the chest. Now, everyone's going to have a slightly different degree of severity with their sciatica, so this might be enough to aggravate it. If it is, ease off a little bit, just work with what's comfortable. So what we're aiming to do in this instance is lift the leg up a little bit, and then you're going to aim to straighten the knee. Now, essentially, the straighter the knee is, the more stretch on the sciatic nerve. The sciatic nerve comes, well, all nerves, in particular the sciatic nerve, will come from the brain, travels down the spine, the nerves travel down there, and then it will travel through the buttock, down the leg, all the way into the foot. And essentially, when I'm straightening the leg here, you're increasing that distance. You're making it longer, you're stretching that nerve. So you'll tend to find that that will aggravate your symptoms if you do have it. So what you'll find is that if you straighten the leg, you might feel the symptoms stay here, but go as far as you can comfortably. And then what you're going to do is bring the ankle up towards you, which will probably increase your symptoms, and then point the toes. Those are your repetitions. Just pumping the ankles slowly up and down. And if you have sciatica, you'll probably find that bring the ankle up will turn on your symptoms, and then pointing the toes will turn them off, or at least reduce them. And you're going to work from here to here. So you're essentially, when you're bringing the toes up, you're tensioning the nerve, and then you're relaxing it. So you're getting the sort of a bit of mobility to the nerve, and you're stimulating it, which is how you help it recover. So just moving up and down and just holding this position here. Ideally, you want to aim for around sort of 15 to 20 repetitions, but again, everyone is slightly different in terms of their severity. So if, say, for example, I've done 10, I think, oh, that's getting quite sore, just relax back down, let it settle, try again in a minute. That's exercise number one that you would be looking at. Now, sometimes with sciatica, it comes from more in the glute, in the buttock, rather than actually from the lower back, because you can get a bit of pressure on it from there. Sometimes it's labeled as piriformis syndrome. So often you find stretching that muscle can feel a lot better. So same starting position, laying on the back with the knees bent, should be pretty comfortable for most people with sciatica. And then with this leg, if this was my painful one, you're then going to put the foot onto the opposite knee. Either you can lift it or help with if you need it. And then in this instance here, I'm going to just slide my foot a little bit further up my thigh. That might already feel a stretch in here. And then what you're going to do is push here as well. So you're pulling with the left hand, pushing with the right one. That might feel a bit of a stretch already in here. If that's not quite enough, a progression is reaching through, holding onto this thigh, and pulling it towards you. And that you should feel a stretch in your right buttock there. And then ideally, you want to try and hold that for about 30 seconds if you can. Build up from 10 if it's particularly sore, but if it's not so sore, aiming for about 30. And then release and relax back down. That's sort of exercise number 2. Number 3, I'm going to swap just because of the camera that my left leg is my painful leg. So what we're going to do, we'll relax the non-painful leg. And then what you're going to do is this is going to open up the lower back a little bit more. So this is more appropriate for somebody who's got a bit of lower back irritation causing sciatica. So laying on your back, one leg straight, the painful leg bent, and then what you're going to do is bring the leg across you. And with this arm, just going to bring it across you like this. Now that already will feel a bit of a stretch along here, into the buttock, into the lower back potentially. So even if you can only get to say here, that's fine. Just do what's comfortable. And then, similar to when we were pumping the ankle, we've got a secondary movement to mobilize the nerve. So putting a little bit of a stretch on it. This hand here, you can either rest it on your side or out here if that's more comfortable. I like to have it here. So then what you're going to do is then straighten the leg, increasing the stretch on the nerve. Same thing, you might find that brings on your symptoms, and then bring it back down again. So straightening and back down. It's worth saying that even if you do have piriformis syndrome, or if that's what it's been labeled as and that's why you're getting your sciatica, this will still help as well. But straightening the leg and bending it, help get that nerve mobile. So an optional progression that you can have as well is flexing the ankle. So you can have two variations with this. Again, play around with it and see what's comfortable for yourself. So either you can flex the ankle, then straighten the leg. You'll feel a greater tension. You probably won't be able to straighten the knee as far, and then back down again. So you're doing it like this. And then option 2 is that you straighten the leg with a relaxed ankle until you start to feel your symptoms, and then pump the ankle up and down. That will turn your symptoms on and off, similar to the first exercise. So you've sort of got 3 options with this one. You've either got relaxed leg, just coming back and forwards. You've got ankle up, straightening, bending, and then you've also got straighten until you can, as far as you can, and then ankle pumps. Those are your 3 variations. Have a try and see which one feels better for you and what's more manageable, and then relaxing back down. If you are struggling with sciatica, give those 3 exercises a go. And I hope you found the video useful and sort of got some information that's valuable to you and found it useful. If you have and got some value from the video, please share it with anyone else that might find it helpful. And also, please like and subscribe. It really helps us build the channel and so we can reach more people. But otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.